Halo Reach is my all-time favorite video game, and I don't think anything comes close to it. I was introduced to the Halo series, specifically Halo 3 and ODST, when I was in elementary school and would go over to my neighbor's house for playdates. I constantly saw her older brothers playing Halo 3 with their friends online, and this is kind of what started my obsession for video games. As a kid, you always try to mimic those you thought were cool, and her brothers were not only in high school, but also had their own band. Soon after, I found myself playing video games all the time at home. I'm seriously so glad that I spent most of my childhood hanging out with my neighbor, since if I didn't, I wouldn't have ever been introduced into arguably the greatest game of all time, that being Halo Reach. Halo Reach had everything going for it. The game originally released on September 14th, 2010, and at the time was exclusively on Xbox 360. If I remember correctly, my dad gifted me this game for Christmas, but everyone older than me camped outside GameStop for the midnight release of the game. I'm extremely jealous that I never experienced this generation of video games and overall dedication from their fan base, but I think this also contributed hugely to the game's overall success. Halo Reach sold over 3 million copies in North America alone within the first month of its release, and to this day, that number is still insane. I seriously believe that this game paved the path for many game developers to strive for the amount of success Bungie was getting. As soon as you boot up Halo Reach, you are met with the most iconic soundtrack of all time, in my opinion. Halo has always done a fantastic job hiring great musical talent to transform their games really into a movie with the background music. And once again, Halo Reach knocked it out of the park for me, and you can hear it playing in the background of this video. To be honest, I'm not the biggest story person ever, as I pretty much only played multiplayer FPS games growing up, but WoW was his campaign good. The overall plot and story pacing was really out of this world, and there's not too many games that I would voluntarily play from start to finish all over again. The characters that made up Noble Team, which is the main fire team throughout the campaign, includes Carter, the leader of the team, George, June, Emil, Kat, and Noble 6, who you play as. Each character has an incredible backstory, and throughout the campaign, you develop an emotional connection to each of them as they are slowly killed off by the Covenant trying to protect humanity as well as the planet Reach. As you finish the campaign, you're probably in tears wondering what's the point of continuing to play. However, Halo Reach offers a ton of variety depending on your playstyle. If you continue to hold a grudge against the Covenant, explore the mode Firefight, which is a round-based PvE mode that was seriously fun to play with friends or with randoms. There's a variety of maps and weapons scattered around the map, and this really allowed you to get revenge for all your fallen comrades that were killed in battle. If you don't like PvE and want to kick some Spartan booty, you had over 12 game modes to choose from, and this is where I spent most of my time. In previous Halos, the rank system was pretty straightforward, and over time you could ultimately hit the max rank to flex on your friends with a cool armor piece. In Reach, if you ever saw the max rank, which was Inheritor, you wouldn't even stand a chance of winning that game. These were some of the best, or in other words, sweaty no-lives that played the game every single day, 24 hours a day, all year round. To even hit Inheritor, you would need 10 million credits along with playing the game every day for 3 months straight. If you were playing like a normal human being with only 3 to 4 hours a day designated for video game time, or maybe just on the weekends, this would probably take you more than a year to hit Inheritor. To hit this max rank, it was true dedication, and you were rewarded with a sick helmet that pretty much reflected your mental sanity and the blood, sweat, and tears you had to put into gaining that accessory. Speaking of accessories, Halo Reach is my favorite game strictly for the cosmetics and customization. Some diehards on Reddit calculated the possible armor set amounts, and the total was 36,682,813,440 possible armor combinations. With colors, that's a possible 900 different color combinations, and there was basically a 0% chance someone would have the exact same armor set and color as you unless they were just trying to troll, which made the game so unique. Along with these armor sets were armor effects that were so cool to have, and I pretty much had every single one. You could have a lightning cloud pulsing around you or sticky flies surrounding, reflecting the amount of times you've taken a shower that month. The creativity and possible outcomes were up to your imagination. Emblems were pretty cool as well, since you could change the preset images and the colors and make them unique. However, they're not nearly as cool as the armor and color combination. If you thought I was done speaking on accessories, you would be wrong. Headshot sound effects and visuals were also in the game, and if you wanted to disrespect your opponents, whether they were a Spartan or Covenant, Yes, you could play as the Covenant. You could have confetti splash on your screen when they died via headshot, and you would hear a "Yay!" The last thing that Halo Reach absolutely knocked out of the park was Forge. Forge is, the greatest thing that Bungie has ever added to Halo, as you can create anything. I know I've said that you can create anything or the word imagination a lot during this video. However, that's what Halo Reach and Forge is really all about. You spawn in as a guilty spark and can fly anywhere on the map and create an entirely different game or map in general. Some notorious map creators in the Halo Reach community would build new arenas for Slayer matches and scrims. Some wanted to create a prison and simulate a prison escape match, while others wanted to play Duck Hunt. My most fond memories playing this game was exploring the community maps created by real players, and some of these range from Jaws, Tightrope, Speed, Fat Boy. I'm sure you've heard or at least played a few of these before. I seriously don't understand how Halo Infinite didn't release this mode upon the official game release, especially since it was one of the most liked modes by the community of all time. I absolutely loved how the developers of Bungie really let the community take the lead on this initiative and allow us to create games that we still remember to this day. I highly recommend taking a trip down memory lane and watching some, videos of Halo Reach. Unfortunately, since the game did come out 14 years ago, the game's servers are completely fried and will most likely never get revived due to Bungie now focusing on more current projects. But this game seriously led and transformed so many generations of gamers, foster MLG, and my passion and love for video games altogether. And last but not least, I want to say a special thank you to all the Bungie devs that gave me a fantastic childhood and a game to remember. Thank you.